Oh my. We have got some things to talk about here tonight. First of all, let's see if the stream is working. Here we go. Alright, the stream is working. That's great. Alright, so if you're just joining us here, welcome. Game 4 of the NBA Finals is now in the books. And the Toronto Raptors, thanks to a exceptional third quarter where they outscored Golden State 37-21, have beaten the Golden State Warriors here in Game 4, 105-92. And to quote their favorite son, Drake, just hold on, you're going home, back to Toronto to close with a chance to close this series out in 5 on Monday. Pretty remarkable to watch there. Here's what we'll break down this whole game. This series is over. It feels like it. I never want to say that with Golden State, but I'll get to my reasons as to why this is over in a little bit. But when we get to this first, you knew it was trouble for Golden State when Toronto played a horrible first half in terms of they were terrible from the 3-point line. It was one of the worst halves they've played. It's maybe the worst half they played in this entire finals. And Golden State was only up 4? Golden State was only up 4. You should have taken advantage of that. Golden State just could not take advantage of how awful Toronto was from the 3-point line. Couldn't get many shots off. We're not hitting their shots. Golden State did not take advantage of that, kind of because Toronto is a really good defensive team. And when Golden State was only in the Oracle, no less, when Golden State was only up 4, you knew something's up here. But it's the third quarter. Golden State's got it. They're the third quarter Warriors. They're the 31st team in the league. They got this. And then Toronto just annihilates them in the third quarter, scoring 37 points. 37 to Golden State's 21. And then they just coasted by in the fourth quarter. And let's get to this. Toronto is, I'm going to say the obvious, Toronto has been the better team this entire series. But for the most part, with the exception of maybe a quarter and a half, Toronto has been the better team, better offense, especially better defensively. You have another great game from Kawhi Leonard, 36 and 12. You have Serge Ibaka off the bench with 20 points. I mean, how about this? He was the one that Oklahoma City kept because they got rid of Harden, and he might be the one that gets to the ring before Harden. Go figure. You have another great game from Siakam with 19 points. Kyle Lowry chips in with a little bit with 12, although half those points came from the free throw line. Just exceptional. And then you look at Golden State, and yes, it was great to see Klay Thompson out there again, and Klay was great tonight, and Curry was his usual self. Besides that, I mean, yeah, Kyle Looney was got some points, but it was mostly in the first half. Draymond did his usual thing, but beside that, Andre Iguodala has been awful this series. 38 minutes, only scored 3 points. DeMarcus Cousins, that was rough to watch. He looked just absolutely dead. He looked so old tonight. It was frustrating, and he was so great in Game 2, and all that goodwill is gone. And then you had no one really else who else? McKinney. McKinney was out there trying to defend Kawhi. Yeah, good luck. Only scored 2 points tonight and couldn't defend Kawhi either. Andrew Bogut, 11 minutes, nothing. Livingston, 15 minutes, 6 points. Just nothing there. Just nothing. The Warriors' defense, it's coming. The Toronto offense, so exceptional. Golden State's defense lacking severely. And then you had, just Toronto's exceptional defense team shutting down Golden State. Here's a few other things here. One, how is it at the end of the game there, and this might be, from all accounts, the last, if Toronto wins this game Monday night, this will be the final game at Oracle. What a sad way for it to go out. I was hearing a lot of Toronto cheer. There was a lot of times when Toronto would make a basket, and you would hear an audible cheer from the crowd. That has to be terrible for Golden State. You have to feel awful about this. This might be your final game there, and it was a good section of Toronto fans there. All right? So that was, and then the other thing that I was thinking, this feels like the thing I kept talking about all postseason long. The only way that Golden State was going to lose was if they beat themselves. And what I meant by that was, could it be an 0-4 Lakers situation here? 0-4 Lakers, I'm going to say it again. Kobe and Shaq, they're ready to break up. Phil's ready to leave. Karl Malone, Gary Payton are there. And they come out and they play the Pistons, and Detroit annihilates them in 5. Same thing, are they moving house? Not yet. No. And the other team, the 2014 Heat, 14 Miami Heat. LeBron might be ready to get out. Dwayne Wade's we thought nothing left. Bosh looked bad. The rest of the Miami team could not play well in that series, and then they got blown up by San Antonio. Where it's just the same thing with the 04 Lakers and the 14 Heat. You have this great run. In the Lakers' case, a dynasty. The Heat, not so much. But Golden State here, you had a dynasty. All these years, all these games, all this pressure. And then eventually, it just collapses on itself. And we saw it again tonight. We saw this Golden State team looks done. They look tight. It doesn't. They don't have that same spunk that they had in 15, in 17, in 18, even darn parts of 16. I mean, they were up 3-1 in that finals. This Golden State, it really looks like the end of an era here. And again, I don't want to say it's totally over, because if KD comes back, but even with KD coming back, I have a hard time seeing this team win 2 games in Toronto with KD. Even with KD, that place is going to be rocking on Monday. I can't see Toronto, even with KD, if he's healthy, and I have no idea. I mean, if he's not there for Game 5, then there's some serious things to discuss. I cannot see Golden State pulling this off, and it just looks like, it feels like the end of an era. It looks like everybody's just ready to, and then KD would probably leave, maybe to Brooklyn, and then that would be it. It just, for a large part of it just looked like they were done. And so that was the thing that really stuck out to me, was, again, with the fans leaving early, it just feels like the end of an era here. And Toronto. The thing with Toronto, Curry's still Hall of Famer, though, of course. The thing with Toronto, no, Curry is still Hall of Famer. All right, and I'm sick of this slander on Curry now. Curry showed up tonight. Okay, the rest of the guys, but Curry's still great. All right, Curry's still a Hall of Fame player. All right, I don't think he needs a Finals MVP to prove his greatness, and he was the best player on that team in 2015. All right, but I never looked at this Toronto's Raptors team, and I think most of the NBA did. Most of NBA fans, they did not look at this Toronto team as the best team all year. Not in the regular season, not in the first 3 rounds of the playoffs. It was always, we always thought it was either Golden State or Houston. Oh yeah, in the third quarter, Raptors 37-21, 17% better field goal percentage, and Golden State had 5 turnovers compared to Toronto's 2. Again, the third quarter was just all Toronto. But here's that I was thinking. When it comes to, we never, again, all year it was Golden State's the best team, Houston's the best team, and in the East, all right, Milwaukee's better than Toronto. We never looked at that point. Toronto lost Game 1 to Orlando on a DJ Augustine 3. And then they struggled with Philadelphia. And then to Milwaukee, all right, Milwaukee's up 2-0. It's amazing. Since Milwaukee went up 2-0 on Toronto, in the 8 games, they're 6-1. No, they're 7-1 in 8 games. They won all 4 after that against Milwaukee, and then they've won 3 out. Then they've won 3 out of 4 here. Again, it is remarkable to see how good Toronto has been. How they have thoroughly outplayed Golden State 3 out of these 4 games. They have been the better team. Even without KD, you still have Steph, you still have Clay, Iguodala. That's Cousins. Ugh. But you still have these great guys, and they have, again, thoroughly outplayed them. Their bench has shown up. They are a much deeper team. They're a much better team. And unless we see Golden State, unless we see a big-time performance from KD, of all people, in Game 5, this series looks over. This Golden State dynasty looks over. Now it would make sense for KD to leave. If after this series they lose, and it's like, all right, I guess it's time for everybody to go their separate ways. But again, and the way the crowd just fizzled out of there early, again, this truly does look like the beginning of that. Because I never thought that this Golden State team, even with all the injuries and all that, I never thought this team was going to lose 2 games in at home. 2. In what could be the final games at the Oracle. I never thought they would lose 2 games. And here they are. Down 3-1. Down 3-1. Toronto, again, goes back on Monday with a chance to wrap it up. Truly sensational. If you guys have comments, please leave them down there below. I thoroughly enjoy your comments. The Raptors outscored the Warriors 20-6 in the final 4.5 minutes of that third quarter. 20-6. It's time for Toronto to a winning city again. It looks like, when was the last title? Was it 93? Maple Leafs haven't won anything in forever. There's no NFL team. 92. No, that was 93. 93, the last Toronto championship. It was the Blue Jays. And now 26 years later, it looks like it's going to be the Raptors. Kawhi, the sixth player in NBA history at 14 30-point games in a single postseason. He is without question the MVP if they finish this off. This Toronto trade will now go down as one of the best trades in NBA history if they're able to finish this off. Even if he leaves after this year, which now I'm like, this whole time I thought, oh, he's getting out. And now I'm like, you know what? He might want to stay. This city loves him. They adore him. He's already got 2000. Kawhi, again, on the verge of having 0 regular season MVPs, but 2 finals MVPs. He has been sensational in this postseason. He has delivered Toronto time and time and time again. And it has been remarkable to watch him lead this team. And, oh gosh, just amazing. So, all right, guys, what do you think? Is Golden State going to win on Monday? Golden State, 4 losses at home this postseason. That is the most in a single postseason under Steve Kerr. Curry is a losing team MVP. Again, I don't think it's Curry's fault here. Toronto's better. It's the bench guys I don't think have been doing well, and KD's been hurt. But you can only play the guys you can play against. Toronto has been able to play the guys that Golden State has, and Toronto's been better. Look, even with all the injuries, Golden State was still the favorite coming into this series. Look at all the fans here. This is a home goal. This is a Golden State home game, and the whole bottom half of the arena is filled with Toronto fans. The Raptors are the first team to win 3 straight road games versus the Warriors under Kerr. My gosh. Again, this might be the final game in Golden State. How are there this many? Again, all respect to Toronto, but my gosh, Golden State, where are you people? Now, there's one guy in the upper there is one Golden State fan. That guy's going to become a meme. There's one Golden State fan right now in the upper corners of the arena with a We Believe sign and an 07 Warriors jersey. I love it. Keep the faith, my guy. Keep the faith, because you're the only one that can do that. Again, the Raptors, the first team to win 3 straight road playoff games versus the Warriors under Steve Kerr. It's remarkable. The Raptors of all people. Again, for this team, they've really come to their. Sometimes we mostly see it in the NFL. It's not about who's been the best team, it's who the hottest team is, and Toronto has been smoking hot in these playoffs, especially in the last 8 games. They have played like a completely different beast. And again, Kawhi, 36 points, 12 rebounds, 4 steals. He's been sensational. Toronto's been sensational. And here they are. They are 1 game away from an NBA Finals. They are a title. They're one. Also, the guy in the beginning of every home game presentation. Yeah. Oh. It's sensational, guys. It really, I'm Raptors in 5 is now trending. Oracle is trending. Oh gosh, goodness, a giant "Let's Go Raptors" chant in Oracle. The Toronto is 3-0 in Oakland this season. Oh wow! I'm at a loss for words here, guys. Toronto has completely and utterly annihilated Golden State in this series. Again, in Game 5, I'm giving the edge to Toronto here. I want Golden State to win. I want there to be a Game 6 and then maybe even a Game 7. But it just looks like this is Toronto's series. It looks like this is Toronto's time. And they took advantage. They had an opening in Game 1. They took advantage of it, and they've been great ever since. And here we are with, again, the Raptors now on the verge of an NBA title. Wow, the first ever in NBA history. They got to win one more. Again, it's Golden State. I'm assuming KD will be back for Game 5. If he's not, then we're going to have questions about what the heck's going on with him. Is there a Kawhi situation going on here with KD? But I'm assuming he's going to be back. He's going to do whatever it takes. A quick series for Toronto. This is a meme, right? Yes. Usually it's the other way around. But no, Toronto's been great. Toronto's been great. I never thought we'd get to Toronto in 5. Here we are. We are on the verge of it. Again, the Raptors outscored Golden State 20-6. Ibaka was great. Kawhi was great. Everywhere. Toronto but we're just overwhelming against Golden State. Overpowering against Golden State. Golden State had a better field goal percentage. Toronto's slightly better three-point. Okay, here's the killer. Okay, it's not a killer, but it's rough. Golden State 14 for 21 from free throw range. Toronto 23 for 24. Toronto's been great from the free throw line. Kawhi, all these guys. I mean, it's a small thing to say good job about, but they've been exceptional. They've been exceptional. And my goodness, it looks like it looks like the Stanley Cup's gonna have a better finish than this NBA Finals, unless Golden State can pull out a victory here in Game 5, which we'll see on Monday. Which I don't have much faith in right now because Toronto's just been so good, and they're gonna be at home. The building's gonna be rocking. Goodness, this really feels like the end of an era here for Golden State. Kawhi Leonard is trending worldwide. He ended the Miami Heat. Now he's trying to end Golden State. I got Kawhi on the verge. Kawhi on the verge of potentially a second NBA title. San Antonio is going to be so devastated. Yeah, if you're a San Antonio fan, you are so ticked off at all this. You are so angry at all that. Raptors in 5 is trending worldwide. Raptors in 5 is trending. Toronto had a horrible 3-point mistake in the first half. That's what we said. Toronto was awful in the first half, and Golden State was only up 4. How do you not take advantage of that if you're Golden State? How do you not take advantage of that if you're the Warriors? That was disappointing. That was frustrating. From just a basketball fan, just sitting there going, man, you got to take advantage of this, man. Raptors are 3-0 at the Warriors this season. ESPN has the Raptors as a 91% favorite to win this series now. Can they get one more win? Again, we'll see. We have Game 5 on Monday. We have Game 6 on Thursday, potentially. And then potentially we'd have a Game 7 on Sunday night. But I don't know. I mean, I want a 7-game series, but I don't want a 5 and then I either want 5 or 7. Either let's end this series now or let's get this to 7. I don't want 6. Give me 5 or give me 7. Toronto, a legacy of release. Oh, man. So, this was sensational. Thanks, Rob, for the... nobody else really in the comments. It's just Rob. So, if anybody else wants to talk about it, please let me know. But thank you again for Rob. And thanks to all the people for watching this. If you guys like this, you can click down there and subscribe. Or if you don't like this, you can dislike it and tell me I'm going to hell. I don't care. I appreciate you guys watching this, though. I really do always enjoy getting to hear from basketball fans. I give you a 5. Thanks, man. Let's see. Anything else? Any other stats here? We got Golden State again. Golden State better from the field goal. They had about the same rebounds. Golden State had more assists. This is a killer. Golden State had 19 turnovers. Toronto had 11. Golden State sloppy tonight. Toronto had more steals. Toronto had 12 steals. Golden State had 6. Kawhi Leonard has been the best player on the floor for the majority of this series. And he's gotten a lot. He's been great from the free throw line. He's been great on all counts. Serge Ibaka is about to. If you turn on ESPN in a minute or two, Serge Ibaka is going to join. So stay tuned for that. That should be good. He's been great in this series. Toronto's bench. We were talking during the Milwaukee series. Man, Toronto doesn't have a good bench. They have so many guys that have helped them in this series. And Golden State without KD, man, that injury is going to come back and kill them. That KD injury. Man, so I'm hoping that we hear, again, just as a basketball fan, I want to hear from Steve Kerr. Yeah, he's probably not going to say it, but I want to hear him say KD will be there for Game 5. Let's see it. I want to see KD. I want to see KD for Game 5. Blues and Toronto's can win at home. Yeah, we'll see if it happens there. I'm hoping. I don't usually hate the Boston Bruins, but I can't have 3 Boston titles in 1 year. So go Blues. And then this one I really didn't care about. I just want a good series now. So I'm hoping the Golden State can win Game 5 to keep this interesting, but it doesn't. Man. Clay played, Looney played, Steph, Draymond, Iggy, and Boogie played at Oracle. What's the excuse tonight? There is really, and I was reading off Twitter. Again, Toronto was just a far better team. Nick Nurse has been great in this postseason. Again, with the way that they've been able to defend against Golden State. Again, the Raptors are undefeated at Oracle Center, Oracle Arena this season. Toronto played such a fast pace in that first half, and it paid off big time in the second half. That's something that Bill Simmons was tweeting about. But yeah, I did notice that too. A lot more aggressive. The first 5 minutes of this game was awful. Nobody was scoring. Nobody was shooting at 2 championship versions. Nobody was scoring. Nobody was shooting. The first 5 minutes of this game were awful. I was like, oh gosh, this is going to be horrendous. And then thankfully it got a little better. But it was great to see, again, to see Toronto in that first 2 quarters. And then to see in the third quarter them turn it on in such a way after struggling in the first 2, and to see them turn it on in this third quarter. Warriors in 7 is also now trending worldwide. And so, I mean, look, there's only been one team that has come back from trailing 3-1. We know who it was. Oh, goodness. We know it was LeBron. It was Cleveland. LeBron and the Cavs, the Warriors 3-1 lead. We've all heard about that. Can Golden State now come back? 3-1 lead. Can they do it themselves? Fascinating to watch. Again, I think this will be a Toronto win, but we will wait and see for Monday night. What a great series. What a great series this has been. Actually, it is not. I was saying to myself, oh, this has been great. Actually, it hasn't, except for Game 2. This has been kind of, again, like there hasn't really been any close, exciting games. It's just been Toronto being so much better than Golden State. I mean, man, you can make an argument. Actually, you can't. I was going to say you can make an argument this series that Toronto should have swept this series. But no, Golden State was better in Game 2, especially in the second half. So Toronto has been the better team for the majority of this series, and now we'll see what they can do in Game 5. We will, but again, I'm so curious to see what's going to happen there. We are going into an alternate reality, a reality where the Warriors don't win at all. We might be on that. We might be heading to that reality, folks. It's ridiculous to think about. It's ridiculous to even comprehend. We know, like, goodness, like, Golden State is been the NBA's just most dominant team for so long. To see them now, again, on the verge of collapsing. You always knew it was going to happen, but you didn't know when. I didn't think it would be this year. I was like, all right, their 4th title is coming, a 3-peat's coming. It looked like nobody, once they got past Houston, I was like, the series is over. This season is over. If I thought anybody was going to compete with them, it'd be Milwaukee. I never thought it was going to be Toronto. But again, here we are. Here we are on the verge of a Toronto Raptors title. And again, never looked at this team. I mean, this team was talked about, but there were so many question marks coming in with a new coach and a star player that people didn't know if he wanted to be here. And now, also, this was thinking, because all this talk preseason was about Kawhi, he wants to go to the Lakers. Now the Lakers are completely off his conversation, especially with how well, being in Toronto has been for him. LeBron just can't get anybody, man. LeBron was like, when LeBron decided for a long time he was going to go to the Lakers, like I think a year before he left, I think he had a feeling he was going to go to the Lakers. And so he said, well, I'll go to, hold on. I'm sorry. He said, well, I'll get Paul George. No, Paul George wants to stay in Oklahoma City. Well, I'll get Kawhi. Kawhi now is probably never going to come there. Well, I'll get Anthony Davis. And I'll sound the alarms for Anthony Davis. Nope, can't do that. So yeah, LeBron can't get anybody there, and now the reports are he might be asking out from LA. Pretty insane what's going on there. And Toronto is the team that is on the verge of leading the entire NBA. Don't all dynasties begin with cynicism and skepticism? Yeah, probably. I mean, there was a lot of back to the early 2000s. I mean, this Golden State dynasty began with, really, Steph Curry, he's too small to make it in this league. And, look at Toronto. Look at people were not sure about firing Dwayne Casey. And then, getting Kawhi. Well, people were happy about Kawhi, but, like, does he really want to be here? How is this going to work out? And, again, it has been just an exceptional season for Toronto. Way better than any of us could have imagined. And now they're 1 game away. So let's see if they can get it done here. 10 people watching right now, so thank you guys. Again, if you have comments, please let them down there in the chat. Love to hear them from you guys. Again, look at Jurassic Park out there. I'm so happy for these fans. These fans have waited forever for any sort of relevant moment in their franchise, and now the Monday night is going to be crazy. That's going to be a national holiday in Toronto before the game. Just imagine what happens if they win it. Leonard and Siakam combined for 24 points in that third quarter. They were great. Again, Toronto was just so much better than Golden State. It was scary. Hey, Canada, want a champion? Here you go. Fred VanVleet. That elbow that Livingston gave to VanVleet. I hope he's okay. He looked like a dead man. No concussion. Although I think he turned out fine. So I just hope he's 100% okay. But again, there were so many times. Watch the highlights. There were so many times during this game where Toronto, where they would score a basket and you'd hear a loud "yeah!" Like you'd hear a loud, visible scream and cheer. I mean, it's all good. This might be the final game at the Oracle, and Toronto was just the Toronto fans were just taking over a good portion of Oracle Arena. I've never seen this in the 5 years that this team has been a dynasty. I've never seen this. This has always been one of the best home court advantages, and to see it taken over by Toronto, this whole series doesn't mark close to me. I don't blame the fans for leaving early. Like, hey, you knew early on. All right. My gosh, if I see KD out there one more time giving his teammates a high five and a hug, I'm just like, dude, get out there, all right? I love underdogs winning. I love for the upset. I just want a good series. Some people love upsets. I do too, but I just wanted a good series, and we haven't gotten that yet. I'm hoping for a good. There's KD again. Get out there, all right? I'm so sick of seeing you out there giving high fives to every single guy. Get out there, all right? Get the boot off and get out there, please. KD, I love you. I love you more than most, than I love it. KD, it's not true. Not everybody in the media hates you. I really like KD. But please, just goodness gracious, can you, get out there. Or just don't show up. Oh, goodness. Hold on. Hold on. All right, great. I don't know if you guys are having problems with the Wi-Fi here, but we're having a little troubles here. It was fine. It was fine yesterday. So, Steve Kerr now. Oh, come on. All right, there we go. Okay, it's back in the green. Steve Kerr. Yeah, the Cavs are the only team to overcome a 3-1 series. The Cavs are the only team to overcome a 3-1 series deficit in an NBA Finals. And, yes, Golden State's going to have to do that now. I would not count on it. I didn't even think it would happen against Cleveland, but that was just LeBron having an insane performance, and they lost Draymond. Oh, come on. And Draymond just had and then Draymond was out, and that ruined the whole fracture of the series. But I'm up to 478 now, so thank you guys again, even though the Wi-Fi is now completely going out on us. Oh, goodness. I may have to wrap this up here. We're having troubles with the stream now. I think you guys can hear me, but yeah, there's something. Oh, goodness. Serge Ibaka with 20 points, 9 for 12 from field goal range, and a plus 13. After Game 3, he was great. Game 4, he was great. He's been so awesome. We the North. Lil Wang. I hope I'm saying that right. Will Wang. You the North. Well done. Even if you don't win this series, you guys should be very proud of yourselves and the way you've played this entire season. All right, Stephen A is about to rant here on First Take. I want to hear this. All right, I may have to wrap this up here. Love it, man. See has lived long and prospered. Stephen A. Smith, Toronto Raptors fans invading. We the North. The Raptors fans again showed up great tonight. Serge Ibaka showed up. Again, Kawhi Leonard has showed up just like he has this entire postseason. Just like this entire NBA Finals. What is wrong with the streaming? What is wrong with this? Oh, I may have to wrap this up here in just a little bit. Sorry, guys. Ibaka 20 points, 22 minutes. Golden State's defense is not... Golden State, offensively, defensively, have struggled mightily in this. I mean, they've still scored 90 points because they're the Golden State, offense. But especially on defense, they've not been... There's some they're just letting Toronto score at will there. And Kyle, and by the way, Looney, it was great to see him out there for the first half, be as well as he was, and then in the second half to see him crumble. That was rough, but. Kawhi kept ending shots. Ibaka, all of these Toronto guys just hitting shot after shot after shot. And Toronto has, again, been the far superior team in this entire finals. Except for a quarter and a half. Where are you, KD? Come on. If KD's not out there for Game 5, you might as well wave the white flag. I don't see this team presently constructed beating Toronto in Toronto. You need KD to come back. Even if KD's on one leg. KD on one leg, I think, would be better than whatever the heck... All right, Steph and Clay are at the Postgame now. Yeah. Oh, they just look defeated. Again, this just looks like the end. This just looks like two guys who are just ready to accept defeat. It's like, well, it's been a good run, but yeah, now it's over. Now it's over. It was fun while it lasted. It was a great run. Now it's over. And that's okay. Look, every dynasty has to end. All good things in life have to end. Right, the Lakers in 2000 had to end, and they had to end by getting destroyed by Ben Wallace. Miami, they had to end, and they ended by running into they ran into the San Antonio Spurs. They ran into a young Kawhi Leonard, and that was that. And this Golden State team, KD or not, you've been thoroughly outmatched in these finals. And these two look.
Definitely makes our entire team better. He showed that tonight, obviously with.
So, yeah, we're gonna be wrapping things up here in just a few minutes, but yeah, this was ugly. This has been an ugly series for Golden State, and again, they need their last hope, their last final breath is KD. That's all they have left. And there's no real reason here to... Again, if KD's not there, it'll be over. If KD is there, you might have a shot. But it all depends, man. Goodness, it's just... Again, 4 losses at home in the postseason. Under Kerr, it's the first time that's happened. You just don't expect this from this team. 4 losses at home, so that's 2... I guess the other 2 were maybe against Houston, or I'm trying to think. Oh, maybe no, that's right, the Clippers. They lost 2 home games to the Clippers. That's when we probably should have sat there and something's off. This team just lost 2 home games to the Clippers. They blew a 30, 40-point lead to the Clippers. Something's off with this team. And it's been that way ever since. Kevin Durant has another argument with Draymond Green, so Draymond said, I'm hurt, good luck winning a championship. That's the reason he ain't at the bench. Yeah, I can see that. I can see him just being done. Draymond's been great in this series, I will say this. So how angry can you be at Draymond? Yeah, he's annoying, but how angry can you be at him? When he's really good, he's really good. You just have to put up with the nonsense. You have to put up with the utter nonsense that he does on most days.
Why do you think that was? Did the Raptors try anything different on you in the wake of your big game the other night?
I'm waiting for one of them to walk off the podium. They're so angry, so annoyed. And again, I don't hate Golden State, but yeah, again, they just look done. Let's see if KD can light a spark under you in Game 5. Maybe he can do that. Maybe he can do that.
focused on us to consider how game 3.
I mean, I just expect more from Golden State people. Maybe that's I expect more from the 3-time champions. And they've been great for so long, but eventually it has to end. And maybe that KD injury, I thought it was bad at the time, but I didn't think it would be just the most utter. Oh, they got no chance the rest of this. I mean, how bad was that injury? I mean, it was a rough injury. I didn't think it was that horrendous that we'd never see him again. Again, that was like what, a month ago? It's like 3 weeks, a month ago, and he's nothing. We haven't seen him since. Where have you been? Where's been our boy? Again, either Draymond called Durant, so Durant is done with the organization. Yes, I can imagine KD. I remember that, so I can imagine KD finally just being like, all right, I'm done. I can't deal with this anymore. But you still gotta. So yeah, either KD's completely given up on the Warriors, he's bailing on everybody, and he's getting ready to head out to New York, or he's just really hurt. And goodness. There might be an ESPN piece that comes out in the next few weeks after the series about the real secrets of KD's just absolute. I mean, look, it worked for Kawhi. Kawhi eventually, for some reason, was done with San Antonio, and then he's like, all right, I'm just gonna pretend like I'm not gonna play. And it worked. And see, bad behavior can get rewarded sometimes, and it was rewarded for Kawhi. Team chemistry is terrible. Yeah, the chemistry. Yeah. But I thought they were able to put aside that. I thought they were going to be able to put aside that for the finals. Nope.
We're still, like I said, fighting and trying to.
Again, it really is shocking to see. It's shocking to watch. It's strange, man. I can't understand it. I can't explain it. There's no rationale for it. There's no reasoning behind it. Golden State is too weak in their small forward line. Raptors have Kawhi and Siakam.
Can we get it done or not? And we're gonna leave it all.
Yeah, again. Yeah, Raptors have had all these guys. In Golden State, nothing. And you have Iguodala who can't shoot anymore. You have Cousins who's just done. I get it, man. Again, teams in the NBA Finals down 3-1. They're 33-1. I'm sorry, 1-33. The only team to do it. LeBron and Cleveland. We're gonna be wrapping things up here because everybody stopped watching, and I get it because the live stream's been awful. So I apologize for that. Hope. All right. Yeah, I think we'll be done here. All right, so we will be back. Nobody's watching this anymore, so I'll just wrap this up. We'll be back on Monday for Game 5. Stay tuned for then. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I'll be back on Monday night, so and hopefully I'll have some new videos along the way. So thanks, guys, for watching. Take care, and God bless.